when it comes to Iran, when it comes to Venezuela, you could see the really shitty narratives, the negative narratives, and the mainstream media pretty much not even really talking about what's going on. But there are people, thankfully, who are standing ground and are fighting that. And slowly, in my opinion, from what I'm seeing, we're starting to see some pushback that we have not been seeing for a while, in my opinion, when it comes to exactly what's going on. And that's hopefully a positive direction where more people are going to become aware and hopefully more, I don't know, schooled as to just the reality of what's going on. So I'm kind of seeing, and I'm not really a Trump fan, but I'm seeing like a really nice domino effect happening here that started already in 2025. It's hopefully going to continue in this year. And we're going to see hopefully some downfalls when it comes to just the extreme leftist ideology, the Islamist ideology, and, more people opening their eyes and kind of seeing what's going on. And you could also see the masks are really slipping off with the other end because you could see that they could care less about anything that's going on and people are calling them out. A lot of the pro-Gaza people, pro-Palestinian people, a lot of this stuff is becoming very redundant. It looks very garbagey right now. And again, hopefully I just have some hope for this year. So just wanted to quickly comment on that. That's it.
Same.
Thank you. And Savannah. Okay.
Is she
Shauna.
here? Oh,
She's here,
there.
but
no,
they
she's
don't
here.
think she can hear me. Shauna.
I was just gonna back up what Samantha said. I mean, I'm not in the commie space, but I am in commie land in the sense that I'm in the Pacific Northwest. And yeah, they really just, even the normie liberal types really just think that it's like Iraq, blood for oil, those kinds of talking points. It's regime change, and that's always bad. And yeah, that's how it's seen, as it's just more blood for oil, and we're playing empire and blah blah blah. And that's always bad, by the way. Like, they don't want us to be world police, but they also, I mean, they just want us to be conquered by other nations is basically how I see it, to be honest. But yeah.
So I wanted to say that in my past, I was a member of a large activist group that worked for a lot of people with different disabilities. And I was the chair at one point. But even though we had a purpose and we knew what we wanted, at the beginning, there were a lot of organizations that really tried to, quote unquote, help us become really good at being activists. And they kind of showed us the whole intersectionality thing. And, when you don't know what you're doing, it's really appealing. And of course, we cut them off when we realized that they were actually a part of the bigger picture thing. But it's very appealing to just go on with it. They come for you through your heart. They come for you through your empathy, right? They always talk about empathy. Don't you have empathy? Don't you have empathy? So it's really, really easy to get brainwashed. I think if I was younger when I became an activist, maybe I would be more brainwashed myself. So Samantha, kudos for you for, looking for other opinions and finding out for yourself. I think you're amazing.
Oh,
Thanks.
that's so sweet.
Yeah. She is. She's awesome.
Thanks.
Michael. Michael. Yeah, Michael.
Yes. Yeah, so basically, long story short, like, for example, when
You're
like
getting
also,
coming up.
like yesterday when it, Havana,
Wrong.
wait, give me a sec. Let me make sure.
Oh, that's good. That's better.
Havana.
Go ahead.
Yep. Going.
Okay, so basically, Like yesterday, I saw some Free Palestine protests, right? But it was like only 3 people, and they're like, "Free Palestine." They're like, "Oh, the Zionists, blah blah blah." I'm like, "You guys got to go to work." And then they just look at me and they're like, "Boo!" And then like some people like yell back at them, like other drivers. I'm like, and the worst part about it is they're not even Arab or like they're not even like Palestinian descent. They're just like Mexican American. I'm like, oh God. I'm like, these people are the worst. They get indoctrinated in these goddamn universities and these goddamn colleges, and they like have them spew a bunch of bullshit and believe a bunch of bullshit. And if you don't believe in it, oh boy, you're in deep trouble. You're in deep trouble. I'll tell you that.
You should start chanting Bisharaf at them.
And I just told them Sharmuta in Arabic. Because I know a
That'll
little bit of it. I just curse at them.
do.
And that's all I wanted to say.
I think that we started talking about whether they know that they're fucking up or they're just unaware. And I think that they know. And I think that if they don't know, they don't care. I think this thing is working like a kind of a religion, kind of a cult. You embrace a philosophy to live by, and you need to justify it every day you live. And I think this is where they are. I think that that they don't care. It's their neighbors, their Venezuelan neighbors that came to America are thrilled that this mother effer is gone. I just don't think they care because the cult told them to stick with other things. So whether they know or don't know, I don't think it matters so much. If you bring it to the table and tell them, hey, you missed a part. So he's like, no, I didn't miss it. And the same goes from Palestine to Venezuela. I mean, people who don't understand and not capable of comprehending what's going on a few miles to the south will not understand what's going on all the way in the other side of the world. To assume that they know something about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is beyond wishful thinking. It's retarded. And my last point is, I think it was either Daniel or Elad said, refer to the Iranian, Russian, Turk, this group as the axis of evil. I think that we need to come up with a name for them. Because if we want people to take us seriously, we can't give them a name of a villain from a comic book.
I think this is what works in America, perhaps. You can see it. They use the language of the bad guys, the good guys. They have it in politics and all of that, which is weird if you look at it from the outside.
So then I don't know, maybe it works in America and if you want to be treated seriously, because it's a serious point. It's a very serious point. So maybe some PR wouldn't do so damage. And let's see. The list is open. Anybody wants
No,
to? Yes.
I raised my hand and Samantha also raised her hand.
Yeah, Sam raised her hand.
Sorry, I missed it. So Armin, and Court.
And also,
So let's do
who
this.
else? Kurt also. Kurt also.
Armin,
and
Samantha,
Samantha. And there was another Sam.
Kurt.
Who did you say? Duck Dodgers? Who?
Oh no, Samantha. I just caught. Sorry,
Oh, you go.
I'm gonna
Samantha
make
and Sam are like they could be both.
Oh, okay.
Sammy. Yeah.
All right. So I had a couple of points. One is that I don't understand why a lot of these leftists or other people even say like, oh, they're going after the oil. They want the oil. Why is it that having access to more energy is all of a sudden a negative? Like they're like, oh, you're after the oil. Like, okay. And like, it seems like that statement by itself just seems to be enough to accuse, like to assume that somebody is doing something wrong. And these are the same people who keep complaining about affordability and inflation. Do you know that how do you bring inflation down? By reducing the cost of energy, by having access to more energy. That's one of the best ways to manage affordability. Having better access to the energy market brings the cost of your life down, right? So, and then they always also talk about imperialism. They're anti-imperialist, but they're actually like, if you look at America, America is the greatest anti-imperial force in the world. It's the greatest anti-imperial force ever. I mean, it started with anti-imperialism and it continued to be anti-imperialism. the people who keep saying they're anti-imperialist, they're actually have picked every single imperial force that we have today, and they're supporting it. I mean, the two main ones that imperial forces, what do we have? We have the Islamic imperial force. Imperialism requires you to rule over a group of people and denies sovereignty to a people in a geographical area. That's what imperialism requires. Where is America doing that? That's what Islamists want to do. That's what communists want to do, right? Communism wants to destroy the idea of nation states. They want to remove the borders. They want to basically unite the workers around the world and bring their communist utopia. That is imperialism. Destroying nation states and have governing over people that don't have their own nation states is imperialism. So Putin is doing imperialism. Islamists are doing imperialism, and communism is imperialism. America is anti-imperial. So they're on the wrong side. Last point is, I just want to celebrate the fact that they're all losing, because shortly after October 7th, they were like, we were looking at everywhere in the West and we were like, holy shit, like what the fuck? Like, look at all these crowds coming out in the streets of Toronto and New York and London and Paris and shouting free, free Palestine. Oh my God, the world is changing. Everything is going to shit. Look, none of that. What did that produce for them? All their forces are being defeated. It did nothing. Like, all their crowds in the streets coming out to, like, first of all, it exposed that, there's a lot of them, but it also showed that, I mean, Maduro is gone, Nasrallah is gone, Ismail Haniyeh is gone, all of the heads of IRGC are gone, Khamenei hopefully soon is gone, Assad is gone, Putin is weaker than ever. I mean, things are like, their forces are dying, their side is losing. So all they assume, like, oh my God, look, we are turning the whole world against Israel. Look how successful we are. We came out and now the whole world hates Israel. Like, this is okay, what did it do? Where are the enemies of Israel? Israel managed to continue to defeat, like, it did nothing. Israel won the 12-day war. It won the war against Hamas. It won the war against Hezbollah. So, yeah, world hates Israel. It didn't stop Israel at all. It didn't stop America. It didn't stop Israel. Our side is winning. Go Shad, free Palestine.
Can I just quickly
Amen.
respond to that?
One,
You're giving the idea America invaded X because of oil too much credit, because it's just a synonym for America is doing this because it is greedy or evil, and it's not an actual statement about oil or energy. So taking this stance just lets you sound like you know something without actually learning anything about what we were talking about. So when people say America invaded X because of oil, this isn't usually a statement about oil. It's a statement about America's greed. So they're just saying this because they believe that America is greedy.
No, but that those two are not a contradiction, because they greed for oil. Okay, but what they see as greed for oil, I see as ambition for the wealth of your nation state. I've been in their circle. These people, they use, like, they're like, oh, like oil is going after oil is the main symbol of capitalist greed right now. So I know, like, it's about capitalist greed in general, right? But oil is often used as the main example of that, right?
I mean, yeah, they do generally believe those countries have oil and that was kind of like the main reason.
But when they call greed, it's just a desire for prosperity. Greed. What they call greed is a desire to lift more of your population out of poverty.
But like at other people's expense.
Well, yeah, but it's not at other people's expense, because it's a win-win. For example, if you make it so that Venezuela could sell its oil to United States, their energy infrastructure will be built better and they will get to sell more of their oil at a better price. So this would not be at the expense of Venezuelan people. Both Americans and Venezuelans will become richer as the result of this.
But why do we need regime change to buy oil from Venezuela?
Well, because you didn't want to enrich a government that is against America, one. And also, this is a country that is going bankrupt. It's poor. So If it actually becomes democratic and capitalistic, then it has the resources to build its oil infrastructures in a way that it could actually extract more oil and sell more oil. Venezuela is not even selling as much oil as it has the potential for, because it's so poor they could not build the infrastructure required to extract that oil. So now that if you bring a better economic model, they could actually extract more of their oil and sell more of it to America. And
Yeah, but
America
see,
is
you're
not going
working
to
off the
take that.
assumption that capitalism is a better economic model. They're working off the assumption that communism is a better economic model.
Okay, but Venezuela became poor right after it became communist. So their assumption is
poor.
Because
wrong.
of the U.S. sanctions.
I will create some classes at some point to show communism will make you poor. Communism will definitely make you poor. I will go through this I will put it in our school courses section at some point. So you could go through that. We will go through that later.
All right. Richard. No, sorry, just a moment. Before Richard, Sam.
Yeah. Yeah, just to echo Daniel's point, it seems in this chat take rationality and thoughtful thinking and engagement, logic very seriously. These people don't. And we are attempting to win our game on their turf by using our rules against them, which I think that poses an issue that I haven't explored too much how to overcome. But the problem is, as far as, Armin, what you were saying, that, oh, what is this about? They're claiming that this is only about oil. This is only about oil. Oh, but yeah, sure, we can respond and say, well, look at China, look at Russia. That's why they've been involved in Venezuela. And that's very true. And we can respond using logic, as I wish was appropriate to do all the time, because that's what we should be doing when we're operating in good faith with people who want to have good faith dialogue. What these people are doing is much more cynical than that. They fully know that it's a very complex situation. I think many of them do have very simplistic minds, but that China and Russia were involved in Venezuela for oil reasons primarily. But they can attack the United States on the same grounds without citing Russia and China's involvement in Venezuela, because it gives them the ability to posture their logic against the United States in particular. So when people in the United States, most of whom I don't think know that Russia and China were very involved in Venezuela for oil-related reasons, and then they hear from these blue-haired leftists, well, the only reason why the United States did it is because of oil. Look at Iraq. These are the same pretexts that led us to Iraq. It's going to be the same failure. Oh, look at American imperialism. It is what they will turn to so that they have something to say against the United States rather than anything meaningful to say at all. So I think we need to be on the lookout for that. They're mostly cynical actors.
Thank you, Sam.
Can it be a mix of both? Some of them are ignorant, some of them are cynical.
Yeah, I mean, I think it can be. I think the more educated ones are the more cynical actors. The less educated ones don't know what they're talking about, but they are regurgitating what the more cynical, educated actors. When I say educated, I mean educated in how to oppose the West, not so much educated in, history or in politics or international affairs. But yes, I think it is mixed for that reason.
Yeah, for sure it's mixed.
That's a Navabi.
What are their names?
This one is Nala because she looks like a lion. So we named her after the girl in the Lion King.
You only have two?
Yes.
Oh. Can we normalize sharing our pets? I think that's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Oh, you should live stream with your
I
pet.
mean, there was a human puppy in the beginning and a very cute
Oh.
one.
Yes,
Oh, that's the
earlier.
I can't have them on my live stream because they would want to go. I don't want to keep them when they don't want to. Like, they come and scratch the door because they miss me, and they come in and they want to get some. They want me to pet them for a little bit, and then they go look at the door and they look at me, look at the door, like, okay, we're out. Like, open the door, we're gone. So I don't want to keep them when they want to go.
But they're so cute.
Here.
Back to our business.
Okay, so
We had on our list Richard now.
Thank you. Yeah, Armin, I just wanted to add to a point you made earlier. When comparing communism and capitalism, the frequent paradigm you'll hear is that the tragedy of capitalism is the unequal distribution of blessing, but the tragedy of socialism is an equal distribution of misery. Very oversimplistic because it does not account for the people at the top. So this is a very lucrative system for. I think someone had a video of a girl giving a speech. It's wearing a $40,000 watch. These leaders at the top, I don't know if you've seen the financial estimates of these net worth, but it's in high billions. I think the Shah's father, talked about this a lot when he was talking about the unholy alliance of the red and the black, where he talks about the fact that Islamism and communism have a lot more in common than either of them would care to admit. Basically the intolerance for dissent, the totalitarian worldview on the world order. But one of the things they have most in common is how much they enrich the leaders, the people at the top of those rackets. It's an extremely lucrative enterprise. And that might be the main reason they're fighting so hard to prevent these systems from collapsing. It just comes down to simple greed.
yeah, but I think I need to go through a course, make a course here on school, put it in our classroom section, going through exactly how communism causes poverty. I think a lot of us say that, but I think I need to show it in an hour lecture or something so that everybody could go and refer to it. Yeah, but I think you're on point. I agree with everything you say.